So I've been seeing it. I saw this online, and then the kind of discourse around it is crazy, with people doing their, mental gymnastics with this. But let me share this here. There's a new report that Sony has made over $1.2 billion on Steam via selling over 43 million copies of PlayStation Studio games based off their estimates. And then here's the top 5 PlayStation games on Steam by copies sold. And they have Helldivers at 12.7 million. They have Horizon Zero Dawn at 4.5. God of War at 4.2, Days Gone at 3.4, and Spider-Man at 2.7, with everything else lower than that, right? But overall,
does that include microtransactions?
Well, none of these games outside of Helldivers has microtransactions.
Sure, they might have some DLC, but no, Helldivers does have microtransactions, and they're not including, by the way,
outside of Helldivers.
Yeah, and they're not including Destiny, which does still continue to sell, and that is their money, right? They make the money.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to talk about here is the fact that when they brought these games to PC, the trend that they see happening versus the pony saying that it's not going to happen or they're not going to do this or that. It's like, well, no, they made about 1.5 billion.
Yeah, and if you had to, if you had to just sort of guess how much it costs to actually port these games over, let's say it cost a total of $10 million across all these games.
Yeah, almost nothing.
Right. Yeah. So 1.2 billion for 10 million in investment. That's a pretty damn good return. That is a fantastic return. So will shareholders say, please bring more? Yes. So I don't see that slowing down. Why would it? And obviously any live game, it just makes total sense. Bring it over. So if they have any more of those, they're absolutely going to do that. I like, and we saw the opposite of what they're wishing for when they released freaking 2 new games that are not available on PlayStation consoles.
Facts. Well, I mean, that's cementing it, right? Like that's proving out the theory that because of their success on PC that they want to push it more. You don't say, hey, we're really sucking ass on PC. We're not making shit. Let's make a game that's exclusive to that and mobile instead. You know what I'm saying? Fuck PlayStation. No, they're seeing way more than they expected from this, and it's free money for them. So now they want to take it from a kind of lucky scenario to like a more intentional scenario. We're gonna start putting more of our games there faster, right? That's the reality of what's going to happen. But what
we saw hints that they're looking at dual entitlement. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's baloney. I don't know. But like, if that dual entitlement thing happens, that means there's a store coming. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense for them to do a store, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. But they did just add their games to another store, the Purple store, which is where Horizon, was it Steel Rising? Whatever the MMO thing is, that's where it's going to be on PC and not on Steam, which I think is a mistake, it going to be? But whatever. There's a store called the Purple store, and that's where they're going to put it.
Store.
Yeah, it's purple, and that's where it's going to be.
PLE is the name of the store.
Yes, they're not putting it on Steam. They're putting it on Purple.
That happens to be purple.
Yeah, no, Purple. And that store now also has all these PlayStation games. They don't have a lot of stuff, but they do have these PlayStation games. So that's yet another avenue for them to, and they probably got a good deal as far as like the percent that goes to Purple versus versus like,
hey, we'll make it exclusive here, but we want.
And this is looking at Steam alone, correct?
This is looking at Steam alone
because Epic also sells these games.
Yeah, it's based off of Steam alone, right? Those are Steam numbers.
So I don't know how much sells on Epic, but hey, it's probably something. It's probably not zero. So maybe another couple 100 million or 100 million. Still that much more, just going gravy into the freaking profit line. Like, why not?
Yep, absolutely. That's the truth. So this is the thing. It's this narrative though that these people, like, bro, the delusion is so strong, and they want to try to do everything they can to justify it. So look at this shit right here, right? You might think that this is Nib, but it's not. It's some other dude called the Gaming Ledger. I don't even know who he is, but this motherfucker wrote a crazy fucking thing on here. But you just, I don't know if I'll read the whole thing, but let's just listen to some of the talk here. So it says PlayStation Steam chart looks impressive at first glance. 1.2 billion in gross revenue and 43 million copies sold. Well, it's not. It's 1.5 billion in gross, 1.2 billion net. And 43 million copies sold across PlayStation Studios games. But once you actually separate optics from strategy, what strategy, dog? You're not part of the strategy. Actually, they told us the strategy to put their shit everywhere. But I digress. The data actually reinforces why Sony may not be so eager to push deeper into PC with its first-party single-player titles. The graphic mixes two fundamentally different business models. Live service games, there's one game in there that's live service. One. So it mixes a live service game and cinematic single player games. Games as a service games like Helldivers 2 thrive on PC for obvious reasons. It speaks to the taste of many PC gamers. It depends on scale, social networks, and community engagement. In contrast, PlayStation's narrative-driven premium single-player tentpole titles exist primarily to strengthen the console ecosystem, drive hardware sales, retain subscribers, most importantly, is a brand differentiator. Combining these two strategies to produce a single big number is analytically misleading. So if we just take a pause, you know what I hate? I hate that they choose to completely ignore what PlayStation literally tells them. Like, it's wild to me that they don't understand. Like, your boy Mark Cerny came out and said, like, hey, our strategy used to be that we wanted to make a differentiator for PlayStation. Now we don't. Now we don't. Now we want this shit to just be everywhere. Like, they want to ignore everything, dude, just to make themselves feel better, which is crazy. All right. It says the revenue figure itself is also being misinterpreted. A 1.2 billion sounds substantial, but in context, it represents only a few percent of PlayStation's annual software business. It also spread across multiple years of releases, all while Steam takes a 30% cut. More importantly,
Well, that's
PC
not true
players.
either, but either way.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll be able to jump in and dissect this bullshit. More importantly, PC players contribute almost nothing to Sony's broader ecosystem if they don't buy PlayStation 5 hardware. They don't subscribe to PS Plus. They don't purchase DLC through the PlayStation Store. They don't buy accessories. They don't increase Sony's monthly active user metrics.
Excuse me? How do they not do that?
They don't increase Sony's monthly active user metrics. Dude, this guy's a fucking joke. They buy the game once and exit the ecosystem entirely. That's fundamentally lower lifetime value than a typical PlayStation console user. Bro, the analysis also ignores two critical factors: cannibalization and opportunity costs. Even with multi-year delays, PC ports create behavioral leakage. What is behavioral leakage? More players wait for the PC version. Fewer late cycle PlayStation 5 units are sold, and system selling franchises lose urgency. Motherfucker, there's 80 million consoles and only 3.3 million showed up for the fucking game. You're not getting anybody who's going to be looking to buy. Anybody buying a PlayStation today is not looking to play any of your first party games. None.
So if he was
Zero.
right, then we would see that nobody was buying the console. The console is about to hit over 90 million sold by the end of this holiday. Are you kidding me? Like, what?
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Where? Okay, whatever.
All right, well, let's continue. I want you to go through it. But meanwhile, every PC port demands, and look, this motherfucker went in, bro. Jesus Christ. Like, how long can you write something stupid without it like coming to your mind and say, holy shit, that I really like, how do you not write all this and say, All right, I got it out of my system. Delete because I don't want to look like a fucking dumb bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? At what point do you just not just stop, yo? Oh my god! All right. Meanwhile, every PC port demands engineering bandwidth, QA support, and oversight that could have been spent accelerating PlayStation-led development or refining upcoming PlayStation 5, PlayStation 6 first-party content. PC profits aren't something they get for free. Does he not know what a profit is? The profit is free money. Profit's free money, meaning they spent money, got that money back. Everything else is free. That's what a profit is. My dude, come on, man. Let's stop. Sony's competitive advantage since the PlayStation 3 has been rooted in premium, narrative-driven exclusives that define the platform and drive long-term hardware adoption. Games as a service titles belong on PC. It's debatable because you can sell to your own millions of users because they benefit from scale, but single-player exclusives do not. Black Myth Wukong. That's sold on PC, right?
Pretty sure.
And it's sold substantially many more times on the PC than it did PlayStation.
But we shouldn't count that, you know.
No.
It doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the narrative. Got it. Okay, just want to make sense. Just want to make sure. Treating both categories as equal revenue events misses the entire point of platform economics. The PlayStation business, similar to Nintendo, is built on ecosystem strength, retention, and high-value consumers, not one-off transactions on third-party storefronts. Just run it through me real quick. They had 84 million boxes and only 80 million units of software sold, right? That last quarter?
I believe that's a number. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So that means less than one game per person.
Yeah, that's generally about right for PlayStation, isn't it?
But it is, right? So what's a high value consumer?
Not a PlayStation player.
Exactly. The fuck out of here. Sony's leadership already seems to recognize this. No, they don't. They've told you the exact opposite, man. You guys are so full of shit, my dude. We cover it every time they speak. God, they're so stupid. PC was quietly removed from the company's strategic pillars, and recent statements from Hull specific about conservative approach to tempo titles. They like Horizon. That's what he said was a tempo title, right? Horizon, tempo franchise. They're releasing a new game in that franchise, and it's not going to be on PlayStation. Okay, cool. They have renewed focus on PlayStation console with their marketing. Even their new monitor is spec'd out to be console friendly, as if they want you to put the console next to your work PC. Oh my God, this guy, the Delulu-ness is insane. The data doesn't argue for expanding single-player tempo ports to PC as much as it argues for slowing them down. I could only imagine that this dude, he wrote all this shit. And the fact that he didn't delete this, after he sent that shit, he was like, I just fucking crushed that shit. What do you think, Hargeet? What do you think?
I just have to ask, why the fuck does it matter? Did you get your game on your console? Are you happy playing your game?
Attached to it. Their personal
if your life
value
depends on a fucking console, you are a fucking loser. What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously. It's video games. What the like seriously? Who gives a fuck? They want to make money. If they want to put it there, they'll put it wherever they put Helldivers on fucking Xbox. What are you talking about? They don't care about your.
They don't care about. Did you get muted? Oh, he's frozen. The ponies got Hargeet. The
I could hear you the whole time.
There you go. Okay, now you're back. You're back. You're back.
I could hear you the whole time. Why the fuck does this matter? Like, seriously, if they want to make money, they will make money. That's it. And guess what they want to do? Make money. Ultimately, it always comes down to making money. I don't understand why people are so pissed off about this game going here. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Look, the new consumers have decided they don't, and that's not us. That's the next generations. They don't care what the game is. They just want to play the game. And a lot of them are on PC or on freaking mobile, and they don't want to hear how it's not available. They just enabled the freaking cloud on their side to give you.
Oh. Heat, you're frozen again. Hergy!
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, there you go. You're back. You're back. You're good now.
What is going on?
You just freeze. Like your voice cuts out.
What the fuck is going on? I probably have to like reboot or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's been working the whole time, right? So I don't know what the hell.
Fucking ponies, bro. They're coming after you. Dumb bitches. I know it didn't just happen again. Oh, shit. Happened again. Wow. There you go. You're back again.
I'll just reboot because obviously it's just going to keep happening. I'll just reboot. I'll come back.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, while we wait for Hargeet, yeah, this is the shit. We just read this whole fucking thing. We just took, I don't know how much time out of our lives to read this shit. And I know it was long, and I wanted to read it just so you can see how many different ways they try to make themselves feel better about the situation. And what's insane is that you can tell that they don't actually give a shit, right? They give more of a shit about the idea of this quote unquote console war taking place than PlayStation being successful. And again, we're not talking about PlayStation the store, right? PlayStation the store is successful. That's cool. If your goal as a PlayStation fanboy is to be pumped about the PlayStation store, like if in your real life you go outside and you start cheering on Walmart because it's a store and you love stores, like stores are your favorite fucking thing, right? I get you. Okay. I understand you now. That makes sense to me. You love stores. So for you, PlayStation is just a great big old store that you get to cheer on because the store sold well. What you are conveniently leaving out in your thoughts on this is the fact that when you look at those numbers, 84 million PlayStations out in these streets. What was it? 6 million? Like fucking 6 million first party games sold? 80 million. 84 million consoles out in these streets. And you have 6 million first party games sold. That is crazy. That is crazy. And you know what? I know that you guys glaze it because for you, you're just going to take whatever they give you. And I get that, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to take whatever they give you. And it is what it is. Some of us who own PlayStations are not going to just take what they give us. Some of us want better, not more of the same. Ghost of Yote, I have every ability right now to go buy it on this PlayStation that I have. I can go buy it right now, but I'm not going to because it does nothing that makes me excited to experience that game. It looks like the last gen version of the game. I don't care if it's in 4K. Doesn't mean anything to me. They didn't push anything. I'm not down for it. You guys are okay with that. The problem you have is this is the road you're creating. You're paving this road for PlayStation to continuously just say, I'm a store. I'm going to get all our money from being a store, and they're very successful at that, and they're going to keep doing that. What they're not successful in is making and selling first party games. You can be however you want about the idea. There you go, Hargy. Hopefully that works.
Yeah, let's see.
That a game like God of War will come out and sell big numbers. Now it's a decline, right? Like, don't get it twisted. Don't let anybody try to fool you. God of War 2 sold less than God of War 1. Ghost of Yote is trending less than Ghost of Tsushima. Spider-Man 2 did less than Spider-Man 1. Okay, everything is doing less. It just is what it is. And it's a downward trend. And in business, downward trends are not great. They're not your friend. And what that means is you don't look at that and say, I know how to get out of that. I'm going to spend even more money, and maybe, fingers crossed, we can turn it into an upwards trend after that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What PlayStation do, they already did it. Ghost of Tsushima sold so much. Why did they give such a small budget to Ghost of Yote? And now what you think is next? They already told you. They told you there are two options. Sucker Punch told you they're either going to make, oh, you just froze again and then just came back right now.
Still happening, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. You're either going to make a new Ghost game or a Sly Cooper game. Like, that's vastly different. It's not like, yo, you're either going to make a Ghost game or you can go make another new IP, like a realistic looking game, high fidelity. No, they said another Ghost or Sly Cooper. Come on, man. Come on. They told you they're in a pickle. They told you they're in a pickle, and we're going to see the reality of it play out. Now, if they come out and in a couple years they announce, look at what we've been working on, the new Ghost of some shit, then it's like, okay, ultimately it worked out good for them enough to greenlight another one. Now, greenlight it at what budget? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be more? Or are they going to go less and say, hey, you can make another one, but I need you to work it out less, right? Maybe that's where you bring Jin back. You already got the character model. You don't got to make no new shit. Go back to Tsushima and do part 2 and just, do it that way, whatever. Like, these are the ramifications. Like, as time goes on, first party is going to just deliver less and less. They already do less and less. So that is the shit that I, as a PlayStation owner, am afraid of, because I wasted this money. And I'm hoping when I see Intergalactic that I'm going to be like, okay, finally a fucking Naughty Dog came through and this is a next gen looking game. I'm fingers fucking crossed, because Wolverine didn't do that. Wolverine looks good, but it looks good because it's new, not because it's high fidelity. It looks like Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Just Wolverine, right? So go ahead, Hargy. You can go back to what you were saying before the assassination attempts on your PC. Oh my God, are you frozen again? That'd be crazy. That'd be real wild.
Yeah,
yes.
And my back now. But so the problem is, I'm looking at my internet. It's just like it's cutting out, and I don't know if it's. I can get to, like, my router's fine, but then going beyond it, it just cuts out.
Oh shit! Got him again. Midway. That's wild. Well, our boy Hargeet. We'll just kind of keep.
And here it is.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to reboot the router. I'll try that. I don't know if it's going to work, but it'll take a couple of minutes for it to come back.
All right. Well, let me see. What else did we have aside from this? Let me check. Oh, I know. I was briefly going to talk about the Steam machine and the pricing that uh, that whole scenario. All right, well, I'll finish this up here. I mean, you seem to be back. It doesn't seem like you froze. So why don't you go? I mean, I kind of said my part on this. It's just so ridiculous. But you can finish what you were saying, and then we'll swap over to the last one.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I think it's a lot of money. I think it's great that they're making money. That's a good thing, and they will continue. I think they'll continue. The better thing for them to do is release it at the same time or very close, because that way you get more hype and then you get more sales. There's probably a lot of people who are like, hey, you waited this long. Now I'm kind of like, man, whatever. That game came out a while ago, and now I have
100%.
more games to play. And so if they want to fix that, they should just, release it closer, 3 months, 6 months at most. And then that'll get you more sales. So I think that's really and look, I'm sure they see the metrics for this stuff. So that's up to them to figure out, where they've done day and date. I think they have done better. So we will see where that goes. I think they will start looking at that for select games to see if it makes sense. I think a bigger game might just be okay. But even then, Spider-Man 2 didn't really set the world on fire on PC. It could have sold more. So I don't know. They need to work through that. It's not bad, by the way, to say, oh, it only sold this much, but sold that much. That who cares? It's still that many more millions of sales that just made money for you with almost virtually no freaking expense. It's like, oh, there's a cost to it. Yeah, like what, $500,000? Whoopity-doo! You're gonna make that in 10 seconds. Why not do that? It makes total sense to do it. It's not that big a deal. They literally bought Nixus to do just that freaking job. Come on, they absolutely want to do this, right? So get out of here with that. This whole peroration here is just it's fantasy world. Nobody says, no, I don't want money. Come on. Really? Why? So some dumbass pony can make a stupid tweet of it. I have this game. Who gives a shit? Seriously? You think that developer sits there and says, I made a game only for PlayStation. See, it's so good. No, they want their game played by as many people as possible. They don't give a crap. Dude, the freaking developers of Halo were like, oh, we're putting this on PlayStation? Cool, I'm going to put a fucking PlayStation shirt on because they want to have their game played by more people.
Bro, they literally want the whole idea. If you think about it, how stupid it is. The whole idea of this exclusive is to get what? People to buy your console who didn't own your console to play the game. So if you are going to skip a step, and instead of having somebody have to spend $500, $600, $700, which they're not, to play your one game, versus they could just buy your game, right? That's just what it is. And honestly, in this time where they've shown us that they're not investing big dollars into making these things next gen and going crazy, if you release that shit today, it's already last gen. So a year from now or 2 years from now, it's even more fucking dated than it was when you already released it. Come on, man.
Look, they're a recognized brand. People are gonna buy their you can emulate the Switch, right? People still went and bought that shit in droves. Whatever, dude. People want to buy it, they're gonna buy it. I don't understand why this matters. And they see that. They're still selling. The console's still selling. Even at 5 million, that's fantastic. But it's going to keep going. And as you've pointed out, as we've all pointed out, this generation ain't stopping for a while. They're going to keep selling these consoles for another 10 years. So what? Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. They'll have enough of an install base. People will keep playing on these things. We're literally getting a Steam machine that's a lower performing device than a PS.
Uh-oh. It's gone again. Then a PS5. I think he was going to say. I just filled it in. All right. That time he went way longer. Though.
Yeah.
There you go.
PS5 console 5 years into this gen, right? We're getting a new console from Steam, from Valve, that's going to be less performant than a base PS5.
That's pretty damning. I know you just cut out, but that's pretty damning, right? And even the Series S. I mean, it's the Series S is technically gonna be also better, right? So it's like,
well, the Series S won't be better than the Steam Machine. That thing will be more than that. It's about 9-ish, a little bit less than 9 T-flops, and then Series S is about 4. So it's going to be better than that. But
you're out again. And when I mean, obviously, when you look at that, I mean, yes, but the next part of what we're going to talk about is going to say it's going to be better, but at what cost, right? At what cost? And that's going to be the real question. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's crazy because as much as we're talking about this, PlayStation is on our side of the table when talking about this. This is what they want. They want the money. They want to make the money. They want to expand without big investment, right? That's what they want. They want to make as much without having to do more. If they're already making the game, bro, they're already making their next gen console in a way where they're literally talking about their devs being able to use every feature that's around every console and be able to easily put their shit everywhere. That's what it's about. They don't want to make a PlayStation that their devs have to learn how to make the games for the PlayStation and then have to figure out how to port it. They want shit that's just going to work. When they make it once, they could just easily fucking put it in other places. That's what they want. And that's what they're going to do. And no, there's no amount of crying that you dumbass ponies can do that's going to stop it. Because of your cutting in and out, I don't want to take too much more time. So like I was gonna find some other people, like Porter Rock wrote one where he's like, it took 5 years to make this money. It's not really that big of a deal, bro. If it took you 5 years to make $1.2 billion, I think you'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like don't fucking pocket watch PlayStation like they're okay not making 1.2 million. That's over $200 million every fucking year extra. Come on, man. Don't say shit like that. You know that's nonsense. But yeah. All right, let's hop into this last topic since we've been flirting with it already, and they're out here trying to get our boy Hargeet in these streets. And that is going to be our